everybody, it's Wednesday, February 2021, and you clicked on the third episode of I Plead the First. Thank you for that. If you haven't got to watch the other two episodes, go back and do that now, because we're about to finish up our talk on freedom of speech. We're going to make some interesting points. We're going to talk about some deep stuff, but mainly we're talking about how do we keep our voices heard? How are we being heard in today's culture of shut anybody up that you don't agree with? So without any further ado, here we go. Here's the next episode. Enjoy, guys.
I plead the first American dream. I plead the first white shirt, blue jeans. I plead the first American dream. I plead the first white shirt, blue jeans. I plead the first American dream.
All right, welcome back. We're here talking about free speech still. This is our third segment. This topic is in the environment that we've kind of been discussing over the last two videos.
Yeah.
How do we keep our voices being heard when you talk about the things that we talked about, cancel culture, kind of just eliminating people socially when they don't say something that's well liked, all this stuff. How do you still make sure that all voices are heard in an appropriate way?
So you're the next generation, right? Coming out. So what do you think your generation is going to do to stop this craziness?
Well, I do believe.
Yeah.
Well, I believe that we should teach our kids. My generation should teach our kids that our voices need to be heard. We need to express how we feel, no matter even if you're leftist and you think that you need to shave your head and dye it purple. I express how you feel. That's you as a person, but also express what needs to be done. Don't sit there and become. I believe that we all need to kind of in these times become an activist for what we believe in. I think that we need to continue posting and continue talking and researching about what we believe in and proving to our neighbors and our friends why this is happening and what we can do to stop it.
So this is taking that, and this is how I felt so you look out in the world and you see all these little things happening that you just don't agree with, right? Mm-hmm. You don't agree with all those bull crap stuff that's going on. But then I'm right, me looking at the Republicans, and you can see them all sitting in their recliner in front of their TV bitching. And then they're just sitting there going, everybody should get out there and start saying something. And then we just sit there and then turn the channel and nothing's happening.
So
do you feel like the conservative side is a little more inactive in their approach to things?
I do.
I completely
I think
agree.
they're observers.
Mm-hmm.
So they sit back and watch. They kind of watch it. I think, I swear I thought it was going to blow up before the inauguration. I really did. I didn't think that it was going to be a violent thing because I don't think conservatives are violent in any means, really. I mean, you have your set.
You have your radicals.
Yeah, but
also every group has radicals.
Right, but for the most part, liberals are more outspoken, and I think it's a generation.
It's louder for sure.
It has to do with.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
I think that conservatives are more like older people. You would normally assert conservatives with being your grandpa. And I'm so sorry. That's how it is.
You're not far off.
No, not at all.
Because I had a government professor in college that his favorite saying was, if you're not a liberal before the age of 25, then you don't have a heart. And if you're not a conservative after the age of 30, then you don't have a brain.
And even like
that's what he would say.
Yeah.
I mean, and he made that, and he kind of showed statistically where that bears out that as people age, they tend to become a lot more conservative.
Yep, that's actually if they say as you mature more, as you get older, and that has to do with generational. That's why more people, assign conservative to grandpas and grandmas because generally they are more conservative.
Well, the sad thing is more liberals have more energy then because they're younger.
That could be a factor.
So maybe conservatives are just tired. And they're just wanting it to,
I agree.
So
I agree.
We need more conservative, younger kids. We honestly do. Because if the Conservative Party continues going towards for the people, like Trump. But if you have a conservative that comes in on this next go round that's a liberal in disguise, as sheep in wolf's clothing, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Well, there are actually, generationally, there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of conservatives in my Gen Z generation. It's more commonly known that the
God, I hope they don't call you
leftists-
Gen Z because you're the last ones.
That's scary.
My bad.
No, it's okay. I'm just like thinking. But no, it's actually more commonly known that more of the radical leftists tend to be more violent. If you go on a public site and you post a Trump flag, actually the majority of my friends who used to be my friends but they cut me off anyways, are Democrats, and one of my other friends who happened to be conservative posted her Trump flag online, and they hated her. They talked so much crap on her, and they said that she should go die. They were just more aggressive, and that's why I feel like more conservatives in my generation are shyer and don't want to be, because we're scared of getting hurt.
Well,
The situation.
you know, as you guys know, I lean pretty far right myself, but I just want to make sure that we're viewing all sides of the argument. I mean,
Yeah.
as we said, you know, there's radicals on all sides, and I've personally seen some stuff being said by our side that's just unacceptable as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah, we're not clean.
But we need to police each other, I think, and I think
Get back to humanity.
for the most part, conservatives do a better job of that. Just to be completely honest with you, I think the day after the Capitol, I got on YouTube, and a lot of the YouTubers that I watched that are conservative were like, "Hey, this isn't the way, guys. What are you doing?" One of my favorite guys was like, "I'm embarrassed," you know.
Yes.
And you don't see that out of the left. At least I don't see that out of the left, because I do watch some left YouTubers and stuff. I like to stay in touch with the other side and kind of hear what they're saying and what they're thinking. I don't see it as much. I didn't see it this summer.
I saw a lot of deniability
Right.
on the left
Justifying.
side. Yeah.
Kind of.
And it was sad either way. I mean, I was super embarrassed about the 6th, and
Yeah.
then I was super embarrassed about the summer.
Mhm.
You know, we didn't have conservatives out there doing that. I
No.
really didn't. But it's bad both ways.
Right.
And you're right. It's pulling back from each side. And this is maybe that topic on how to fix it, is to pull back from each side and try to come to some kind of middle ground.
Yeah. Well, do you guys want to hear devil's advocate in this?
Sure.
The difference in between the rioting, and I'm not justifying the conservative riot whatsoever. I was pretty much like, I would get into discussions with my friends, and they're like, "How do you feel about that?" And I was like, I don't think it's okay, but I do think that the conservatives wanted something to change. They went to the government rather than destroying small-owned businesses and causing $1.5 billion in damage. Instead of confronting the people that actually cause the problems in our society, which happens just be the government, the people who govern us, rather than destroying ourselves as a whole. So that's the difference.
It was certainly a different way of going about it than what happened this summer. And like I said, I don't condone what happened, but
yeah, either way.
I do understand what you're saying. There is something to be said about the difference between even what radicals do on both sides. The radicals on the right kind of just went straight for the
top
jugular. Right? They're like, "Hey man, we're going to the Capitol," and then,
instead of
the
destroying
left
the middle.
just like burning black-owned businesses down and taking Portland over and all kinds of stuff that just doesn't even make sense.
No, and then leaving like big, like Amazon. I mean, I think they got hit actually this last go around, but literally they left like big, huge corporational stores that were.
Yeah.
But they hit all the
Apple,
like the mom and
Louis
pops that were like
all the
struggling.
like
Grandma lives down the street that has a flower garden they destroyed. You know
People
what I
are
mean?
scared to take the buses. Well, and the thing is, that's also another case with the conservatives as well. Like, people need to feel comfortable to go to their place of work.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to, and there's been many clips of, I could see why the leftists got more violent, because the more of the police, lashed back. It was more lashback. But at the Capitol, even though, you know, the conservatives absolutely went for the jugular at the Capitol, there was hundreds of clips of the police just standing there watching it happen.
It was a little strange.
Yeah.
And the
I
MAGA
thought
people
that was
were like, hey, protect the Capitol.
And these are where those conspiracy theories get going. But, you know, obviously, I mean, they did shoot some people. So
Yeah.
it wasn't
Or they
like-
did, and that's where that conspiracy theory gets going too. Have you heard that one?
I haven't.
Okay, so this is a conspiracy theory. I have to say that. But the girl did not die.
Oh, the Air Force girl?
The way she fell back and the way the gun. This is a conspiracy theory. I'm not saying that I believe with this, but what they're saying is that the guy was in the hall and they have a clip. You can see him move his gun from where he's like pointing at her. Like, say, I'm pointing at her to where when he goes to shoot it, he shoots it down this way. And then she falls directly back and it's under a bag. And then they clear everybody out. You can't even come by her. They knew they wanted no one touching her. And then nobody was there to resuscitate her, see if she was living. I mean, in the clip, it doesn't, nobody's like freaking out and running and going, oh my God, is she okay?
Right.
Hurry, you know, what's wrong? Let's get her up. And none of that. They were like pulling everybody back and they were like, stay away.
Hopefully we'll have enough viewers that I think what's going to happen is we're going to have somebody with some tactical training explain this, but I have enough tactical training to explain why they didn't run up on her like that. That's the way you're trained.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. And if she falls straight back and stuff, and on the, when they said that if she would have got hit that close range with a 45,
right,
she would have flew a lot further. Wouldn't have been as smooth as it was.
Well,
And that was another part of it. But.
A lot of, and I'm, as you know, I'm a gun guy too, and a lot of people, they get into stopping power and how much powerful something is, and you just don't know until you pull the trigger.
Yep.
And unfortunately, there are, I mean, a 45 is a very powerful weapon, and for somebody, I didn't really see much of her. I would guess she was 120, 125 pounds. Yeah, you would think it would kind of kick her back, but not necessarily.
That's what I was wondering. I took that with a grain of salt, and it's just everybody's, you know.
It's not the movies.
Well,
people are influenced by the movies. They see stuff and they think, well, you're gonna fly back like that movie I watched, but not necessarily.
Okay.
Especially depending on where you're hitting them and where their balance is, where their weight is, and how it's distributed, and if they're moving forward or.
Well, I mean, I can't even go into it. I wasn't there, so. And you would think there'd be a ton more video if that was the case.
And I didn't know the Capitol Police carried 45s. I thought they carried 9s. Really.
Yeah, that's what
I didn't know that either.
So
maybe
that's one of the conspiracy theory lies. You know what I mean?
I also do.
But it's a good topic to get on with the conspiracy theories because it's interesting to talk about in context with free speech.
Yeah.
Is do these conspiracy theories do any good? I don't know. Maybe some of them are true. Maybe some of them aren't. Maybe 99% of them aren't.
Well, have you ever looked up the naval conspiracy theory? Why it is? I know you know it because it's a military thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
what is it? The conspiracy theory is out there. They actually, I don't remember where it came from. It was what governor or what president, they actually put it out. They called these folks conspiracy theorists because it kept them, made everybody around them think they were lying and making up stuff when actually that isn't true.
Sure.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's a way.
Psychological
it's
thing.
propaganda.
It is, yeah.
Right, and that's in that form. It's propaganda.
Oh my goodness.
You can use it to discredit whoever is saying whatever, and make people. As soon as somebody hears conspiracy theory, they shut off.
Discredit it.
Then how is there actual propaganda rather than hear me
I can
out.
take you to school on this.
Hear me out. Okay, so Nancy Pelosi's house, right?
Mm-hmm.
It got vandalized, okay? But somehow the vandals were so considerate as to only get her perfectly white garage that could be easily, and they didn't get the brick on her house. They were so perfectly, they lined it off. They were so considerate not to spray paint it.
Really?
Yeah, and then these evil vandals hurt her house and left a dead pig. I think that was pretty much propaganda because why?
What's the purpose though? That's what you gotta get to immediately when you're trying to untangle these kind of things.
Well, it was
what purpose did it serve for it to be faked? And if you can't really come up with a reason there that it probably was just something weird that happened. So every time you find these clues and people come up with these theories and they say, oh, well, look here, there's not any paint right here, therefore this is all BS. Okay, but what's behind it, right?
So
Give
what
me
would
a
you say
purpose.
is behind that one?
Well, it was like a week before Trump was trying to get impeached. I don't know. I think maybe it was a ploy to make our young conservatives look violent. Maybe I don't.
Or
I thought it was people on the left that had gone and
Yes.
defaced her house.
But
It
why
was-
would they do that if?
They were upset with her because she's not
$2,000
left enough.
checks.
Yeah,
It was because she was sending out $600 checks
yeah.
and not two, and it was taking forever.
Yeah.
To get the stimulus package out, and
That's
then
gonna
it
help our
said pay
economy.
for my. Yeah, it said $600 checks.
Yeah.
Beep.
Yeah.
On it, and
That's dumb as
And-
heck.
Yeah, so that was actually people on the left attacking
mm,
Nancy.
That's crazy.
Good old Nancy.
yeah. So yeah, there's a swampy mix of not knowing. I'm trying to put it out there. The conspiracy theories, you can go down rabbit hole after rabbit hole after. I mean, and then some of it's true,
Mhm.
which is so sad because it's so mixed in with all
It's
the,
insane, and you can't
you know,
tell
with
the
all the
difference.
lies.
It's most often intentional,
Ugh, it's
Uh,
frustrating.
especially when you're talking about anything that could be with the government. If anybody has actually got onto any kind of government secret, then there's going to be disinformation put out about that. It's just the way
They swamp it
you
up.
deal with that.
They do. They
Yeah.
mix it all up. So I think sometimes they put crap out
Sure.
to be a conspiracy theory to kind of block you. You know what I mean? Or like set you on a different path. And
My theory with these conspiracy theories that come out are to discredit the people talking,
Mm.
right? So if you put out a bunch of these conspiracy theories on the right that favor the right, it makes the right look stupid, and then anything they say is easily discredited.
Yep.
We just got
It's
done
just-
talking about that in Holocaust literature.
Yeah,
When the Nazis first took over,
for sure.
they would put out it was like the Barstool or something, and they destroyed all of the Jewish property and blamed it on the Jews
Mhm.
for not liking their government. And
The-
then that was like right before they put them in the concentration camps.
Nazi Germany
Scary.
was it's one of the best case studies on propaganda
And Stalin too.
in the modern world.
Yeah.
It's really crazy. What they were
do you kind
able
of feel
to
like we're
convince
following
people.
that? What you're learning? Is that scary?
I mean, there are some things that correlate, but not everything. I think
Mhm.
one of the, and I know our rights are so solid, and it's a difficult process to amend the Constitution as it is.
Mhm.
So it would be hard for a dictatorship to actually happen. But I see a lot of things like the concentration or the rehabilitation camps for conservatives. That's a little spooky. Or a lot of, well, as we said before, a lot of the big businesses are leftists.
Mhm.
So I see a lot of conservative people or groups getting shut down completely because of that. And it's not exactly a religious group or a racial group, it's more of a idealist group
Mhm.
that I see that going into.
Yeah, that's kind of scary.
Definitely, for sure. And I think it's all linked into promoting socialism.
Yeah,
It's my personal opinion.
yeah, I agree with that.
They're trying to further socialism, and the best way, the best weapon to further any agenda is information.
Well, it's your first thing.
Right.
That's your first platform. You have
Yes.
Okay.
Control information,
to control the world.
which means you also control knowledge.
Yeah.
You control knowledge, and you control a great deal of almost everything. So,
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah. I think that's a good place to stop on this conversation. So that was a little 3-video series on freedom of speech.
Turned out really well.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to talk more about
No,
freedom
I
of
could
speech.
go on forever and ever.
It was an
No.
easy topic to talk about.
Yeah.
But as far as this series, we're going to let that lie. We'll move on and do another series.
We might bring you back
next.
in.
Yeah, for
Sure.
sure.
I'd be
And
into
you're
that.
going to share with your TikTok?
Yes, I will
Channel,
definitely.
right?
Yeah, I'll give you guys a shout out.
How many
Yep.
viewers do you have? How many
I have like
subscribers?
5,000 followers.
Okay, 5,000. Quite a bit, yeah.
That's
Awesome.
awesome.
So that'll help. And then we'll put a little link to your TikTok
Okay.
in our YouTube video.
I'd be into that.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Do a little cross contamination there.
I'm cool with that.
All right. So that was great. Thanks for talking to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we spent a long time in real time here.
Yeah.
We're going to chop this up into some digestible videos and let everybody post and comment. And
I'm excited.
I'm
to see
excited,
the posts. Yeah.
yeah, it'll
And the
be cool.
comments. Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be active on there and talking back to people
Yeah.
and stuff once we get on there. So feel free to let us know how you feel about the
Absolutely.
conversations we had. We'll definitely respond. So like, share, subscribe, all those good things. Let us know what you want to see in the future. If you got a topic that you'd like to hear us talk about, if you want to see us debate about something, pick that.
Oh my gosh.
I'm totally into debate.
So am I. Oh
don't
my
get
gosh,
feelings
this
hurt.
girl right here, it's a debater.
For sure. So yeah, let us know. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
I'm still fly, let's go. It could all be worse, I could be a hater like you.